Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Daily Analysis. In this video, we will discuss NVIDIA stock price movement for today and try to make an assessment for early next week. We'll also take a look news regarding NVIDIA, other AI stocks, and economic data due next week that can impact NVIDIA stock price movement. Now, let's get started. You see NVIDIA stock chart for today on your screen. NVIDIA opened at 877, it made a high 892, it made a low 870, and it closed at 887. That is 3.46% up. As you remember, in my yesterday video, I mentioned you guys that I sold all of my NVIDIA stock about 855 because I thought the unemployment data and the non-farm payrolls data would be disappointing. But it didn't happen. The results this morning came better than market expectation. So market went up. Not just NVIDIA. Overall market went up today. So my decision to sell NVIDIA stock at 855 turned out to be not a good decision. But that's fine. It happens. Sometimes market gives you surprises. So probably I'll wait until Monday because NVIDIA already up 3.46% today. So Monday, I'm guessing maybe NVIDIA will drop a little bit. Then I'll buy NVIDIA stocks. Now moving on, last 5 days, NVIDIA up 1.47%. Last 1 month, NVIDIA up 3.36%. Last 6 months, NVIDIA still up 94%. So after making some correction, NVIDIA now is trying to go further up. And it makes sense because at this point, it looks to me there is no such thing that can bring NVIDIA down to this level, 760 level again, before the earnings. Let's take a look overall market, how it did today. You see S&P 1.26% up. Let's take a look NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is also 1.99% up. So good news. We'll go over unemployment data and non-farm payrolls data after we take a look technical charts. Now let's take a look technical charts. You see 90-day 1 hour interval chart on your screen for NVIDIA and also the MACD chart. At this point, the last 90 days, the lowest point is 475 and the highest point is 962. You see MACD chart, you may notice that MACD line is trying to go further up and got the positive momentum. You see? So as I mentioned yesterday, MACD line was trying to gain some momentum and I had the opinion that it should carry the same momentum today, and it happened. So at this point, the positive momentum is a good sign, and I think that it can carry the same momentum on Monday. Because at this point, the MACD line is not too high, so still some room for NVIDIA to go further up on Monday. Now let's take a look 30 minutes chart. So in the 30 minutes chart, same story, but you see the curve is steeper than the hourly chart. So this tells that in the short term, more buying pressure in the market. And that's a good sign. And I see that there's more room for this line to go further up on Monday. Now let's take a look RSI. So RSI in a 30 minutes interval chart is at 65. That tells that slightly overbought, but not too much. So still some room for NVIDIA to go further up. And after that, it may make some correction on Monday sometime. Now let's take a look hourly chart. In hourly chart, RSI is at 63, lesser than the 30 minutes chart. So this tells that in the long term, the buying pressure is getting neutralized by the selling pressure. You see the flat line? So that's happening. Now let's take a look Fibonacci levels. Now we have Fibonacci levels starting from 0% to 100%. The highest point is 962 and the lowest point is 762. I also showed you these levels yesterday, and I mentioned you guys that 885 is a strong resistance level and won't be easy for Nvidia to break in the first attempt. That's exactly happening. It's trying to break 885 level. It's moving around 885 since last 2-3 hours today. But I'm hoping maybe on Monday it can go further up and touch 900. Or there is a possibility that it can go further down, then come back again. I mean, it can go to 870 level and then again try to break 885 level again on Monday/Tuesday. So both possibilities exist. But I'm not expecting Nvidia to go down to touch 838 level at this point because as we saw in MACD chart, the momentum is positive. So on the downside, the next level of support is 862 and after that 838. So 862 at this point is a strong support level. So let's see Nvidia can go down to this level next week or not. Now let's take a look news regarding Nvidia. You see news regarding Nvidia on the left side of your screen. So this is interesting, this one. So most of the analysts are bullish, but this guy predicts that Nvidia will drop to 800. But it doesn't look like it gonna happen sometime next week. But you never know, it's market, right? But at this point, there is no negative news or negative data coming that can bring Nvidia down to 800 level. Another news, and that's a good news for the market, the job market cools in April and the payroll misses forecast. That's a good thing. We'll take a look unemployment data and non-farm payrolls in a bit. Just bear with me. Another one, and we also spoke about it yesterday. Apple got the earnings beat, and now the Apple stock is up probably 6 to 7% today. So all things are positive about Nvidia today. Now let's move on to other AI stocks. You see AI stocks on your screen in the left side. And let me filter it by the percentage change, high to low. So the highest change we see today is in Apple, that is 5.98% up. Nvidia, also a good runner today, 3.46% up. Palantir also 3.46% up. Avago 3.19% up. That's a good thing because I have some Avago shares bought around 1300. So it's going in that direction. SMCI positive 2.65% up as I expected day before yesterday. And Microsoft, Amazon, and SoundHound also positive. The overall market was positive today, including the AI stocks. And I hope this can carry on Monday as well. Now let's take a look at economic data. You see on your screen the non-farm payrolls data that got published this morning. So it came lower than the forecast. It came 175K versus 238K. I was expecting it would come higher than the forecast, but it did not happen. And that was a surprise to me because last month it was 303K. So the trend was up since last 4 months, but this month it went down. It's kind of a surprise to me. So that was a good news for the market, and market is up. As I mentioned you yesterday that the non-farm payrolls comes lower than the forecast, then that will be a good news for the market and you'll see market go up. Another good thing happened today was unemployment data. Let's take a look. See on your screen, the unemployment data came 3.9% versus 3.8%. And historically, last 5 cycles, with the exception of this one, unemployment rate came lower than the forecast. So this was a surprise to me as well. And that's why I sold all of my stocks because I thought unemployment data would come lower than the forecast and non-farm payroll would come higher than the forecast. But it went the other way. And that's good for the market. And that kind of strange to most of the people. If the job market goes strong, people think that it should be good for the stock market, but not always. When we are in the bullish market and when we are waiting for the rate cut, then a strong job market is not a good sign in this kind of situation, because that will add more pressure to the inflation. And we'll assume that since the job market is going up, the inflation would also go up, and then Fed would delay the rate cut. So that's all for today. I hope you liked the video. I was a little upset this morning, but you cannot predict the future 100%, right? So I made the decision based on the assumption that these data would be disappointing. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more tomorrow. Take care.